on this Zoom is Jason Thomas. I actually met him at Fort Drum. He was the SAMC president when I got there. I don't know. So I know everybody's not military, but SAMC is a non-profit organization where we do a lot in the community, helping veterans, orphans. We just do a lot. All right. We also do a lot of development for other leaders and troops in the military. So he was the president of the club. He helped me out a lot. So I actually trust this guy. I will give him my bank account and my like, to be honest with you. And I think I have done something kind of close to that over the last couple of weeks. But he helped me out a lot. He actually helped me be successful as a SAMC president once he PCS and went to another duty station location. We actually lost contact because he was busy being a boss, crossing over to be a warrant officer in the military. So he is currently a Chief Warrant Officer 2, stationed at Fort Stewart. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to him.
Hey, so I appreciate that, Lemisha. I mean, man, you said some good stuff right there. You talking about basically put all your finances in my hand. Hey, that's beautiful. But that really shows, the love we have for each other, and I guess you would say the camaraderie we have between us, because we were more than just co-workers. We were good friends, and we still are. And I just appreciate that. I mean, I want to give it back to you. I mean, you doing boss things. I mean, congratulations going to drill sergeant school. For everybody that don't know, we got a couple of people on here that know. I wish they'd pop back on camera so I could be talking to them as well, face to face. But, it's a huge accomplishment to go and become a drill sergeant. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment to have so many different venues going on, because we always say in our line of our profession is that, a job can't be your only source of income. That's basically like living on life support. And you have strictly taken your financial future in your hands, and you are running with it. And I'm just so proud and glad to see you come over on this side to where the money resides, and show people where and how to get the money that they're already making back into their pockets from the entities that is taking it away. Because really, Lemisha, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money we keep and where we get it from. And, you're doing a great job. I mean, I just want to be on the journey with you, because you're flying. I mean, you got the Airbnb going on. You got a couple of other establishments. But together with MWR Financial, we're going to show you how to put all that money together and how to make it grow. But look, hey, we can't steal the thunder with this man being on this Zoom right now. And some of y'all go get to y'all the information y'all go see tonight and hear right now. Y'all gonna want to bring some more people out later on. But ladies and gentlemen, we had the privilege and the honor to have our executive regional director, the $5 million residual ring earner in our entire company, which we're gonna cover in a minute. Just stay with us. But this man has built a legacy. He is the founder of our legacy movement. He has a 2-year-old that has a bank account that's just flourishing. By the time the son is 18 years old, he's going to have $500,000 in the bank. He has his own establishments, creating a residual income coming in. He fired his boss. And got him and his wife off the job. And now they're living it up in their own house, at their own rules, living the way they want to live. And they're sharing this information with a lot of people. He loves sharing it. He has a great time sharing this information. And Mr. Ivory, I want to introduce him to you. We call him the Waymaker. His name is Charles Ivory. Mr. Ivory.
Hey, Jason, man, I appreciate that. Hey, guys, how you guys doing? Hey, Jason, I'm going to give it back up to you, man, because like Lemisha says, man, your character is everything. So I appreciate that. And I'm just hopping on, man, because I just want to hear the information. I just love what we're doing here in this business. And yes, I was able to fire my boss and also pull my wife off of her job. And there's nothing like time freedom. Man, I tell you, for you guys that are working, and there's nothing wrong with having a job. Jason said it best, be thankful for it, but don't be satisfied with it. There's more out there for us. And the information that you're about to hear, they don't teach in school. And it's a shame that they don't, because we all can become wealthy. And Jason is about to lay down the rules of the wealthy. And I'm just really excited. And let me give it up for Lemisha, because since she came in. She's been somewhat of a celebrity. I haven't met her in person yet. This is actually my first time seeing her, as you know, beautiful. Your pictures did some wonders for you as well. But I hear you got your instant pay raise. All right. So you gave yourself an instant pay raise, and that's great. And I'm glad that you're willing to share that with others so they can do the same. And you also became one of our winners to get a free membership based off of your story. So keep telling that story. It never gets old. There's so many people that needs to hear it. So thank you so much for sharing it. Thank you so much for being a part of this legacy movement team. So Jason, I'm gonna go ahead on and give it back to you, man. I appreciate everything that you're doing, and I know you're gonna kill this presentation.
All right. I appreciate that, sir. Hey, Lemisha, well, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and break it down for everybody. Hey, today you're about to learn some great information that's not taught in schools. And believe you me when I say that, because, you know, I know a lot of business majors. I know a lot of business professionals. I know some tax consultants, and none of them have gotten this information in their normal education system, the traditional system. And so today, I just want to have a conversation with y'all, share this information with you. And then hopefully at the end of this overview, you have a great understanding on what Make Wealth Real Financial is all about. So again, my name is Jason Thomas. I'm an executive area director with the company. And, you know, a couple of months ago, back in December, I am also an active duty warrant officer in the United States Army. And a couple of months ago, you know, I had made a decision to change my financial destiny. And, you know, most people, they hear that story and be like, what do you mean? You became a warrant officer, you should be good. Well, you know, I switched paths and became a warrant officer because I realized I was working too hard. As a non-commissioned officer for over 15 years in the United States Army, I was the first one in, the last one to leave. And, you know, I did a great job. I excelled in a lot of different areas. And that's where me and Lemisha got to meet through the Audie Murphy Club and the several different things that we did around the community. But it just wasn't enough. You know, you do so much out in the open for everybody to not just see, but to benefit. You know, it wasn't to be seen, but it's to benefit the greater good of the community. And you do that so often, so hard, you go so long, and then you ask yourself, you know, people are not getting, they're not understanding why you're doing it to enough to where you ignite others to do the same. So I was like, this ain't enough. Let me start focusing on just me. It sounds kind of selfish, but it was true. So I was like, I need to get my finances in order, because at the end of the day, I was doing all this stuff for the Army. They cannot translate over into my civilian lifestyle. None of it could. You know, Sam Z, great, blase, blase. But those connections are able to change your life. And with this connection that we're talking about, is literally changed my life. Again, I was living paycheck to paycheck, even as a warrant officer, you know, and I didn't understand that because I was making more money. But like I said earlier, it's not about how much you make. Believe me, go find go find one of those new college athletes that switched over into the NFL or the NBA and see how much they have in their bank account today after balling it all out. I can make $1 million, but if my expenses and my bills and everything like that equate to 2 million, then I'm back to where I started from. I'm just broke rich, you know, rich broke. But when my cash flow gets right, then my money lasts longer. See, money and income is measured in dollars, whereas cash flow is measured in time, how long your money lasts throughout the year. And so as I would even go as a, you know, we all know that most of our educators do not get paid much. So I say a high school teacher making $40,000 a year, say that person is only has $20,000 coming out of their account. Hey, well, that means they're cash flow positive for up to 2 years. That's a big difference. They're living a lifestyle within their means, and they have enough to last each month, so much so to where they have a whole year of excess. And that's what we want to talk about today. Because look, I'm gonna be honest with you. My goal is not to persuade, coerce, or sell you anything. One thing for sure, we don't sell, we don't coerce, we don't do anything like that. What we do is break down the rules of the wealthy in a way that you can understand, and you can make a financial decision for your household. The word tells us that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Now, my 18 years in the military, you know, I really never thought that far ahead. I thought next month, maybe next year, but I didn't think about my children's children. At the end of the day, this Army life is over. What do I have to give my next generation? And if all it is bills or debt or nothing at all, then what good if I serve my children? Yeah, good, building connections throughout the community is great, but at the end of the day, that goes on and somebody else takes over that mantle. Kind of like in the military. My mentor told me this: take a pitcher of water full of water. Stick your thumb in it and pull it out. That's how easy it is for the people at your work and yourself to get replaced on the job. And I was like, if it's that easy, then what is the job doing for me? And so with the military has gotten me to meet a lot of great people, but it has not gotten me wealthy. A 9-to-5 job is never designed to get us wealthy. And so that's what we're here to talk about today. Getting wealthy with your own money. We're going to show you how to make, save, and grow money. And the first thing we all must have to understand is that we all can be wealthy. The problem is we have to get the money back from the entities that's taking it. And our entities that's taking that money are found with our first challenge. We have 4 roadblocks basically. Let me see if I can get my screen up here. Tell me if you can see that. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay. And then let me go ahead and get the presentation rolling. So you can see my screen. It should say welcome. So we have 4 challenges. You see the 4 challenges? I'm on the big screen, not the small screen, right? Okay, too easy. So we have 4 roadblocks that we must all face, no matter what socioeconomic status you are, no matter what side of the world you are. Every red-blooded American has to deal with these 4 challenges. You know, most people think that the biggest expense is possibly their mortgage. Others may say it's my wife, and others may say it's my husband. I would have said it's my kids because I have 6 of them. But no, when you do the math, it's really taxes. Think about it. For us in the military, and most of y'all out there watching, taxes is our largest expense. And I'm going to break that down just by this, because every month when you look at your check, I want you to look at those 4 thieves that's taking that money out. Those 4 thieves is federal, state, FICA, and social. I call them the 4 thieves because they take your money before you even get your check. Before that money even hits the bank, before the ink even dry on that check, they've already taken their portion out of it. Those 4 thieves. And then if you're not just thinking about those, but just think about it. Every time you go to the store and swipe your card or pay for something, you got what, Lemisha? You got sales tax. You got sales tax. You go buy a boat, you know, they got this thing called luxury tax. Did you know that when you buy a car, that's ad valorem tax? I mean, you got county tax, you got state tax, you got all these different taxes. You know, I just been privy to find out that they even have a death tax, Lemisha. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Frankie, can you believe that? A death tax. It's like after they tax you up all your life, then they get you when you die. It's crazy. And taxes are your largest expense because when you add them all up over the year, that's like a third of your income taken out of your check. You don't believe me? Let's do the numbers. So think about it. If I'm making $66,000 a year, right, and I'm getting taxed and they're taking a third, that means I'm really only getting paid $44,000. That's a huge difference, ain't it? Well, let's look at the dates. Let's look at it that way. Let's say if there's 12 months in a year and a third is coming out, that means I'm really working for the government from January to April. January to April, my whole check's going to the government. See, the problem is that taxes, it comes off the top. It comes off the top so much so that it pushes us into our second largest expense, which is debt. Debt is your second largest expense. And I got something going on with my spamware over here. I don't know what's going on. But debt is your largest expense, your second largest expense. Trying to stop this thing right here. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Debt is your second largest expense because, you know, if you're supposed to be making $66,000, but you're only making $44,000, you got to make up the difference somewhere, you know. And it's a shame in today's society. We went back from the olden days of paying only what you can afford to now, put it on a credit card. Now, go get a loan. You know, you need a home, great, we'll give you a home loan. Hey, you need a car, great, we'll give you a car loan, and we'll charge you all this interest. So really, it's like the banks are getting another 1/3 off the bottom. You got taxes coming off the top. You got the banks taking our money off the bottom. 1/3 plus 1/3. And it's crazy, Lemisha, because most of us were taught to how to balance a checkbook. For those of we got enough age on here, how to balance a checkbook, but it never showed us how to balance a negative bank account, because that's really where we put ourselves into when we get into all this debt. You know, right now there's a lot of different things and programs out there right now, and not to alarm anybody, but you know, right now, certain companies don't, you know, got a grace period, so you don't have to pay your mortgage. There's a grace period, so you don't have to pay those student loans, but they can only last for so long. What happens when America goes back to needing that money in the economy, needing these companies need to get their money back and paid? Hey, it comes right back on us. So what are we going to do? We have to learn how to get our money back from the entities that's taking it, you know, and it's important. So if we don't just have those two roadblocks, we got 1/3 roadblock. And guess what that is? That's big business. So we got big business coming in here, eating up our check. And how many of y'all know what big business is? Let me see how many people out here know what big business is. Because big business is this. Every single month, there's a major spending holiday, basically. Think about it. We got back to school right now. We got back to school, people buying up backpacks and things of that nature right now. You know, buying hand sanitizer and masks, whether you believe in them or not. They got to get it because that's what the school requires them to get. And then we have Labor Day coming up. Labor Day is supposed to be a day off, but the big business have figured out, hey, everybody's going to be off. It's a great day for us to do all these sales so we can get them out and get into our pockets. So that's another big spending holiday. And look, this was funny. Lemisha, I was at the gas station earlier today and getting me an energy drink. Yeah, I do that. But while I was doing that, I seen on the shelf they already had Halloween candy. Ain't we in August? I was telling the lady, how is it y'all have holiday? She's like, oh yeah, it's crazy. We ain't even got through August yet. We in the first week of August and they're already looking at Halloween, which is in October. It is $1 billion industry. And you know, they make all their money that month to last for the entire year. Some of those companies, it's crazy. Then you go into November. And what's in November, Lemisha?
Thanksgiving.
You got Thanksgiving, right? Frankie, we got Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving used to be Thanksgiving. You used to have Thanksgiving dinner. Ain't that right? You used to have Thanksgiving dinner, but now it's like Thanksgiving lunch. And it's because of Brown Thursday. You know, they had to change it. They had to add one more day because people was killing themselves on Black Friday. I seen it over that big screen TV. So they got Brown Thursday. Big business got smart. Let's just get them on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day to get them out. And then you have Small Business Saturday. What was that?
Then it got Cyber Monday.
Yep, Cyber Monday. And what about Tech Tuesday? Hey, they're going to have something on Wednesday and Sunday real soon. I guarantee you. Because in the only 2 days, I don't think I have nothing on it. But that's big business. That is big business. And that's how they do. That's how big business does. And it comes and eats that last 1/3 out of your check, which is crazy. Because if they're eating all that, all basically 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is a whole. That's your whole check being taken out by these three entities. And if that ain't enough, then you have to deal with inflation. Inflation is the cost of goods and services rising, but your check staying the same. And we've all seen inflation, especially this past year during the pandemic. You know, bread's gone up, lumber's gone up for anybody that does flips. It's crazy. You know, I have a mentor, Mr. Charles Ivory on, and he can attest. That's a difference between over what $300,000 difference in the house that he's trying to buy. That's crazy. So inflation, you can't. They call it the silent income killer because you don't see it. You know, every year the government gives the military a small raise, but the sad thing is it really does nothing for us because that raise does not outplace inflation. It doesn't. When you add taxation and inflation, it just stays the same. Basically, you could have just kept it. That's pretty much how that works. But all four of these are our biggest challenges and roadblocks we must combat. So with that being said, I'm gonna try to share my screen and go to the next slide. We have a solution. You know, we're not gonna talk about all the doom and gloom, but we have a solution. And that solution is a home-based business. We're going to talk about 3 solutions, and I'm going to cover them real quickly. Your number one solution and your number one asset is a home-based business. As an American, red-blooded American, the IRS tax laws are written to benefit business owners. So basically that means is all of us on this live Zoom, we have a solution that we can implement today. And basically what that means is you got a social security number and you got a place to sleep. Rather you renting an apartment or renting a home, you put those two together and now you are sole proprietor. Now you have access to over 475 different tax advantages. You can hire your children. You can leave a legacy, take control of your life with time freedom, and have unlimited income. So what does that mean, Jason? Basically, that means this. The IRS says a home-based business owner can take advantage of over 475 different tax advantages. 475. I'm going to give you 6 right now, or a few right now. So your home, the government says they will pay you up to 30% of your mortgage. Up to 30%. That's huge. Most of y'all on here were in the house or going to a place where you're going to rest your head. 30% of your mortgage coming back to the cost of your mortgage coming back to you is huge. Let's see. Everybody on here is on the internet of some sort. That money comes back to you. All of us like to eat. I know Lemisha like to eat because we talk about this all the time. Yo, 2 o'clock in the morning is not the best time to eat. I ain't meant to bust you out like that, but hey, it's true. 100% though, Lemisha. 100% of the meals you eat outside the home are now tax deductible. That's huge. That's huge, especially if you live somewhere where everything's just straight up expensive or you have that type of taste. Now you can get all that money back. And then one of the other ones is your mileage. Hey, this year the government is paying you 56 cents a mile. Is that Frankie, the one that's driving out there? Or is that Anna?
No, that's Anna. Anna.
So every time your wheels turn, the government will pay you 56 cents a mile. Most people drive 13 to 15,000 miles per year. Let's not be greedy. Let's say you had 10,000 business miles. That's $5,600 just in mileage that the government is putting back into your pockets. Those are the tax advantages I'm talking about. It's anyway money. You're going to do most of this stuff anyway, and you're going to spend it on anything. So why not get that money back? That's your money. You want it back? Let's show you how to get it. And then here's one of my favorites. I have 6 kids. Well, here's one right here. I was always taught to give your kids an allowance. It shows them that their hard work pays off. Yeah, that's great. But what does it do for me? It don't do nothing for me. But the government says if you hire your children, Danella, that they will basically reimburse you. I would say it like this. You can hire your children, pay them up to $12,500 per year right now, and the government will use all that money to lower your taxable income. $12,500 times 6. I'm not very good at math, but that's over $70-something thousand right there off of my income. That's huge. And we can talk more about that on another presentation. But I would love to show you that breakdown between deductions and credits and show you how that outpaces and how that's greater than the child tax credits. Greater. All we talk about is wealth and finances and how to get your money back. So tune in and stay in touch with us on that. But leaving a legacy, like I said, in the military, I can't just take my hat off and hand it over to my kids and say, here it is, here's my job. You can't do that as a W-2 employee. But as a business owner, you're able to will that over and leave a legacy for your children. I said it earlier, Mr. Ivory has left a legacy. We just left the Ivory Complex. Yeah, it's literally called the Ivory Complex. It has his name on it, not somebody else's. And he owns his property, and he rents out 3 of the places. So it's amazing. It's amazing to have residual income from people paying you rather than you paying other people. And then that just is a test of unlimited income. In the military, there's a cap. You can only make so much rank. You can only be in so long. But did you know, as having a home-based business, you decide how often you want to work, when you want to work, where you want to work, and how much you get paid. That gives you total control and time freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Now, Lemisha, you know a lot about that because I remember when we was at Fort Drum, or I saw pictures of you going everywhere. I'm like, hey, girl, what is she doing? She like everywhere, all over the globe. I'm like, I want to go swim with some dolphins too, But isn't it nice to be able to do those things when you want to do them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It's beautiful to have the time freedom. Mr. Ivory, he's on, but he's able to take a trip to anywhere he wants to go without a deadline. That's huge. That's meaning I don't have to be back at the work. I don't have to check in and clock in on somebody's timeline. I don't have to do any of that. When I'm ready to go, I get to go. If I want to stay in the Bahamas a little longer because, the sun is feeling good to my skin, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's beautiful about that. But look, we talked about that as a solution, a home-based business. But let me tell you what else. What else is what else you need is a great team. We have the best team in this company, and it's called the Extra Digit Movement. It's comprised of lawyers, doctors, single people, soldiers, airmen. Everybody you can think of is in this, and it's in our organization. And there's one thing we all have in common. We all want to leave a generational wealth for our children. We all work together. Collectively, there's over 100 years of experience just in this group. We're the fastest growing organization in the company. We have the most district directors, the first 3 male-female regional directors in the entire company. And it's just, I gotta say this, I've never, being in the military, we get to know people really well, especially down range. But this family right here, and I call them family because I've really gone to know them as family. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how how close you can get to strangers more so than your relatives. Family and relatives are two different things. But this family right here of entrepreneurs have embraced me like a son, a brother, and it's just been amazing. The information that we share on a daily basis, it can't be compared. It's not just making money that we talk about. We talk about wealth as it associates with our entire being. And that's what I love about this family. It's just beautiful. The Extra Digit Movement, founded by our founder, which is Mr. Brian M. Bean. Believe it or not, age 22, he became a millionaire. Not too long afterwards, he lost it all through not knowing this information that I'm sharing with you right now. By age 26, he became a multimillionaire. Now, Lemisha, I don't know your favorite sports people, but I do know you're a model. Now, if Tyra Banks was to come down and show you some things, would you listen to her?
Yes.
So we have a multimillionaire as our founder of the Extra Digit Movement, and we have other multimillionaires over the company that come down to our level and basically share this information with us. Wouldn't you listen to them too?
Yes.
I would, and I have been. So, I mean, it's just amazing. But it's just amazing to have that type of support and that type of network. I'm still trying to figure out how to adjust these slides back and forth so I can see some eyeballs. But look, the last thing I want to share with you about this, as far as solutions goes, is that we have the #1 company. There's no other company that's doing it like we do it. And we give financial makeovers. I'm not talking about just credit. No, we have a complete financial makeover company. They call us the home of the instant pay raise. They call us the financial makeover company. Pretty soon, the whole world's going to be knowing that MWR Financial is the financial makeover company. It's going to be a household name, kind of like Pampers is the diapers. When I had these kids in diapers, I had 6 of them. I didn't call them diapers. I called them Pampers because Pampers did it right. Pampers did it the best. I never knew. I never even knew the name of Q-tips was cotton swabs until I see this slide. I think about it. What other cotton swab is there out there? I only know one, and that's Q-tips. And I definitely can't think of another baking soda than Arm & Hammer. Can you, Lemisha? I can't think of one. No. And and that's how big our name, MWR Financial, is going to be. See, MWR Financial stands for Make Wealth Real Financial. It's a company that's going to be huge across the nation and synonymous with getting people out of debt, lowering people's bills, giving them a complete financial makeover, giving their credit a big, huge increase, and diminishing their taxes. We like to say 3 down and 3 up. You cannot get wealthy with debt, inflation, and big business tearing you up. And we show you how to get rid of those with all 3 of these solutions. One big company making it all happen, and that's MWR Financial. So, Lemisha, tell me this. A company is going to give you a complete financial makeover. Now, most of your friends and family are probably used to seeing a before and after picture, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a model. You come out, one way, you go in one way, and then you come out another way, right?
Right.
They see a before and after. You used to seeing that, right?
Right.
What we're talking about is taking people's before financial picture right now. Maybe you live in paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you live in paycheck behind paycheck, which is okay because it's really about your after. What do you want your financial makeover to make you look like after? Most of us, we don't join a business or a job for what we're making right now. No, we're trying to get that extra bag. It's not really mattering about where you are. But I tell you, with this company, no matter what level you start at, your after is going to be 10 times, if not more, greater than your before picture. And so, a lot of people may say, well, I make a lot of money already. Okay, that's cool. That's great. But don't you know some other people that would like to be making the money you make so they have a better future as well? Or maybe you're making a lot of money. How much are you getting taxed? We can help you with that because the wealthy people know that them taxes be coming. And this is a great opportunity for you to get yourself in position to grow your money. And that's what we're going to talk about. So there's a few things we do really well. Hold on a second. I got the screen all jumbled up. All right. Let me see if I can get this back. Bam. Hold up. There we go. It went all the way back to the beginning. There we go. Can you see the screen now? Full screen?
Yes.
Okay, so look, there's 4 different ways we get paid. We're going to talk about the make part for those that's out there, that want to make money. Because we talk about making, saving, and growing your money. 4 different methods that we get paid, but there's 10 different ways that we make money, that we get paid. 4 different methods of compensation, 10 different ways we get paid. Starting off with the daily guarantee. Lemisha, $5 to $1,000 a day. At 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central, our phones go off and we get a ding. That ding says, here's your daily guarantee. Now, the military is not paying us every day. But you know what's nice? MWR Financial pays me every day. I get a text message every day at 5 o'clock with a little ding that tells me that I just made $20. Some people made like $20, that ain't nothing. $600 a month is huge. Lemisha, $600 a month, let me get you the eyeballs. $600 a month will keep people out of foreclosure and keep people from going bankruptcy. That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
$600, that's what Forbes says. So every day, I don't know if I can do this like my mentors do. I got lights in the background and all that stuff. But
let me
there,
see. I'm trying to
that?
see. Yeah,
see
let
that?
me see.
You can't see it?
I can see a little bit. I said $20.
Yeah, $20. And you just keep going and going.
Daily.
Yeah, that's my daily guarantee. Hey, that's $600 with these 6 kids. That's huge. But what I'm telling you is, I don't have to wait. I don't have to settle at $600. I don't have to settle at $20 a day because there's more. There's no cap. And so as I build, the organization, that money goes up. So let me get back to our screen. That's the daily guarantee. We also have residuals. I like to say if you got residual bills, you definitely need to have residual income. So yeah, 25 cents all the way to $8. I know. $8, that ain't nothing. Well, think about, I like to do it like this. I have a company that I work with, or not work with, but I partner with, I guess you could say. They're pink, and the name of it has mobile in it, and I use them for phone services. Right, I'm not gonna give their name out there because I ain't getting paid for advertising. But I've been working with them for 17 years. Every month they can depend on my money coming to them as a residual. Now, if you can relate to that, when you like to have residuals, think about it. That company is making a lot of money every month off of one person. You put it all together, they got 1,000 customers. That's a lot of money. You multiply 1,000 by $8. That's $8,000 coming into your pocket just for doing something once. And it pays every day, every month, every year. See, we have weekly, daily, monthly, and quarterly payments. That's how we get paid. Now, this profit sharing is amazing because I don't know too many other companies that give you profits out of the entire company. So our company pays out 80% already to all of its associates. And then our CEO, Mr. Brian House, goes out and gives additional every quarter off the profits made in that quarter for everybody who's reached a certain level in the company. Now, these bonuses are crazy. Because customers, they give you $40. For a sponsor, somebody that wants to make, save, and grow money, $50. But these leadership bonuses, let's talk about that. These leadership bonuses start anywhere from $10, $20, all the way up to $75. That means for people that join your organization that you may not even know, you get paid. The company pays you. The company pays you through leverage. You know, most organizations, they use people for leverage. And most of us don't really understand that. When you start talking about leveraging people, people get a little funny about that. People get funny about their money. They're like, well, you making people money off of those people. That's like a pyramid scheme. Well, let me ask you this. Can the army win its wars with just a few people? Or does it need a whole lot? Can McDonald's expect one person to run the fry station, be the cashier, and the person that cleans up the bathrooms? No. The more people that you have working in your organization, the more work that can be done. That's just bottom line. That's how leverage works. As a W-2 employee, you have no leverage. You have to go to work 9 to 5 in order to get paid. You're trading your time for dollars. As a business owner, businesses understand that the more people I can hire, the more work can be done within the cost and the cost that I can afford. So that's the huge difference. You got to understand, leverage is the key to wealth. Leverage, not time, not your dollars, leverage. So here it is, daily guarantee. And that daily guarantee, which I was talking about, goes all the way up to $1,000 a day. What you're seeing right here is Brian M. Bean's actual text threads. So he went from 20 to 30 to 50, all the way up to $500 a day. Now, look, that $500 a day is amazing. Let me see if I can pull this back down. That $500 a day is amazing because that means that that's extra money coming in. Extra. How many people can use an extra $500 coming in guaranteed? Can you see my eyeballs? Guaranteed. There's two things that got Mr. Ivory into this company. There's guaranteed pay and that the experts do all the work. You mean I'm going to get paid and the experts do all the work? Yes. You're going to get paid and the experts do all the work. So let's look at this. We also have in this expansion bonus, this is again Brian's actual screenshots of his back office. Look, he went from $28 a day, making $28 his first check, all the way to making, let's see here, $1,300 on the first. Within a month's time frame, he made over $10,000 just by sharing this information. You know, you can't stop someone else's excitement. He turned $228 into 5 figures, $228,000 actually to this date. That's crazy. That's the power of having a home-based business with Makeover Real Financial. But look, that's not it. Because I like this one right here. And what we have is the presidential bonus. $500,000 to $100,000 per month. It was that monthly pay. So maybe $100,000 is too much for you to fathom. Okay, that's fine. I want to get up to that point though. Excuse me. But $500, $1,000, and this is money that you're getting just from doing something one time. It's not that you have to do this over and over and over the same way over and over and over again. You did one thing, the company pays you 10 different ways. 10 different ways. And it's paid out on the 10th. So I get a check on the 1st from the government and the 15th. But I get paid every day through Makeover Real Financial. And I also get paid on the tip, all my extra bonuses. It's amazing. I can't stop having fun with this. But look, the luxury vehicle and mortgage bonus. Look, I'm telling y'all right now, let me get to the eyeballs on this one. This one right here is what really got me. Because, you know, at a period of time, you know, we have 6 kids. One of our vehicles broke down. So for real, we've been riding around dirty in a truck. In a truck that can only hold a couple people. Yeah, I'm being honest. So that luxury vehicle mortgage bonus, that's huge. Because now, not only do I have position to make a lot of money, but the company's paying for my vehicle. The company's paying for a vehicle that I choose. And I'm still able to write it off. Yeah, we ain't talking about that, but that publication 179, but it's beautiful to have a vehicle paid off and paid for through your company. And that's what most of my mentors have been able to do, It's amazing. Mr. Charles Ivory, who's on here, actually bought a 65. You know what? We're going to break script. Hey, Mr. Ivory, tell us about that truck.
Yeah, Jason, you know, the company give out these bonuses. Our luxury vehicle bonus goes anywhere between $500 a month to $3,000 a month. So I chose to use my $3,000 and purchase a brand new 2020 Sierra truck. And the best thing about it, like you said, Jason, it is a tax write-off. Now, you just mentioned a tax code called Section 179, which most people don't even know about Section 179, where it allows you to write off the full purchase price of a vehicle when you have a business. So I was able to get a $63,000 tax deduction for purchasing a vehicle that the company pays for anyway, and the government allows you the 56 cents a mile to drive it. So it's amazing. So yeah, man, keep educating. This stuff is real.
Hey, that's real. That's real fire right there. I mean, the government is paying off. Basically, you're able to write it off, and the company is paying for it. That's 2 times. It's money coming back into his household because he's using real strategies. It's funny because a lot of people are afraid of the IRS, but the IRS is telling you how to do it. So again, we love the temp. He already broke down the different tiers, and then our mentor, Mr. Brian M. Bean. Yeah, he has 7 vintage vehicles right here, classic cars. That's what he loves collecting. I actually got to sit in that Bentley down to the right. It's really nice, and it is real. But he doesn't pay for his vehicles anymore. He got the titles to him. So now he just uses that $3,000 and he flipped it. He flipped it to make more money, have his money making money for him, which is what we want everybody on here to do. There's also a $1 million residual ring club earners club, and starting off with Mr. Brian M. Bean, our mentor, the founder of the Extra Digit Movement. Like I said earlier, the fastest moving organization in the entire company. Then you have Miss Cash. Oh, there goes that ring, Mr. Irie. Hold on a second. Let me get that spotlight. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, show that ring again. Hey, there go that ring right there, that $1 million residual ring. It is real. There it is. Appreciate that, Mr. Irie.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, I love it. Basically, what this means is that each one of these people has an equivalent of $1 million in the bank growing at 8%. That's how much they get paid each and every month. I say again, $1 million in the bank growing at 8%, and that's how much they get paid every month. So again, you have Mr. Charles Ivory at the bottom left, and then you have the lovely, Shayna Rollins on the right. She is the I would say the design and the brains of the operation of Extra Digit Movement. And if you missed it, Cashflow Christie at the top. She is the first $1 million residual ring earner for females, and she is the first female regional director. She is the first when it comes to females in our entire organization. She's truly a blessing and a blast to spend time with. So that's what we have with that. But some of y'all are like, okay, what is this save and grow part? So let's talk about it. The save money and grow money. So we show you how to lower your taxes, raise your credit score, destroy your debt, and shred those bills while growing your money. This is where you want to be. This is what we call cash flow expansion. So most people talk about income. We talk about cash flow because this is really where your money is going. We do tax reduction, bill negotiation, debt elimination, and credit restoration. Our experts, we have trained experts, CPAs, tax enrolled agents. Let me get you to understand this. This ain't no mom and pop organization. We have real professionals that go in and do the work for you rather than you having to do it for yourself. This is a done for you type company, not a done do it yourself. And then we have our growth strategies with self-banking, land banking, and real estate. So let's talk about those. So with your tax reduction strategy, look, Lemisha, all they have to do, and you can explain this one real good, can't you? Can't you explain this one good? I'm gonna walk you through it. Let's have some fun here. What do they have to do for the tax reduction strategy? Give me the first one because you got a pay raise, and then tell us your pay raise, and then I'll pick it up. How about that?
So all I had to do was upload some documents, and then I actually went into my pay because you can see everything in my pay. Went into my pay, I made an adjustment, and then in my next paycheck, I got a $300 pay raise, and hopefully this month I'll have another $300 pay raise, which will total to $600.
Excellent. So what she's saying is she uploaded her documents, her last two LESs and pay stubs. Yeah, let's give her an audio round of applause. Go ahead. Everybody come off mute, give audio applause. Woo! That's
Hey,
$300 back into
congratulations.
your paycheck. Yes.
600.
Awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, $300 back, and then we saw something, or they saw something, they can get you a total of 600. That's huge. And that's just off of one strategy. You haven't even been in the business a month yet. That's crazy. So look, what she did was she uploaded her last two pay stubs for civilians out there, her last two LESs for the military, and her last year's tax return. And they turned around and gave her a corrected W-4, just like they would give to you. And once you get that corrected W-4, you turn it into your human resources. In the military, our human resources is actually our MyPay. They done turned around and just got rid of most of the finances, so we do everything ourselves. But you turn that in, and then you get a corrected W-4, and then you'll see that instant pay raise by your next paycheck. So we also have the experts go in, they look at your last three tax returns to see if you left any money on the table. Believe it or not, a lot of tax preparers, all they do is type in information. So they don't really know what they're doing. When you have a tax professional, especially certified by the IRS, which is the highest you could be, they're gonna look hard and they're gonna get you the money that you deserve. And then lastly, if you have any tax troubles, they will go ahead and take care of those as well. Again, this is done for you. Then we have our credit restoration. This is where you upload your last three, your three credit bureau reports, your credit reports from the three bureaus, and our experts will go in and take out all that erroneous stuff off your credit reports. I ain't gonna bust you out like that. We're gonna keep it wrong. I see you over there. But
because something happened, I didn't even tell you yet.
Oh, is it? Are we about to do this right now?
I just found out today, literally.
What we got? We got a testimony?
A slight testimony.
Okay, what? Give me the slight testimony.
So I checked my credit today, and I was telling you about everything that happened with my mortgage last year, and so my credit's been all kind of jacked up, but my credit went up 57 points.
Hey, so she can win next month's testimony.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'll share the story. So last year, I bought a house in Indiana. And I've only had my house for about 2 years. Last year, I refinanced my house in the summer. It was about June timeframe, and it was when everything with COVID was going on. What happened was I don't know, the credit or the mortgage company, they reported me as not paying my mortgage for 6 months. And so when they reported it, it really damaged my credit, which I didn't know because I knew my credit was good. My credit was like above 750. Okay, first of all, let's put it like that. My credit was above 750, and what I was doing was I was launching. I wanted to start a brand, right? So I launched a brand. I have candles and room sprays and stuff like that. So in the process, I was trying to get financing for my company, and that's how I found out that my credit had tanked. So while I was trying to finance, to get new products, I found out I was getting denied. So then I started looking into it, and I looked at my credit was it was really low, and I was getting denied everywhere, American Express and everybody, right? So I called the mortgage company, the credit company, everybody, and I was going off, going off the hinges, because I'm trying to explain to them, number one, this is bad business, because I had not actually missed any payments at all. So the guy told me, when you call, first of all, you got to wait to be on hold a couple of hours and all this stuff. And then when you finally get somebody, they're like, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, no, I ain't doing nothing. I was like, what's about to happen is y'all finna fix my credit. So the guy was like, well, we'll get with you in 30 days. That's what he told me. He said, we'll get with you in 30 days. I'm like, well, I don't have 30 days to wait for nobody. So I told him I'd give him 24 hours. And what happened, he actually did fix my credit, but in the process, what happened, because when I was applying for other funds, capital funds, it was they still have the hard inquiry. So the hard inquiry still affected my credit, which they haven't, that is what has been what I've been working on. And I just recently found out that my credit just went up like 57 points.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, because look, the thing is, the main thing that brought you to the company was your credit. And, within a short time, the experts are doing the work and you hadn't had to do anything. What I like about that story is not just the fact that your credit went up, is that you had to go through this whole time period. You've been fighting it, trying to get it up. But now you have some experts going to work for you, and you've had to do nothing but upload your documents. That's amazing. That's a beautiful testimony. I'm so happy for you. So here we go.
You can see your face, first of all. I'm glad I had you on here. You was like, what?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So not only do we do credit and taxes, but the experts are going to handle your debt. What you do is you upload your debt information from your creditors, your interest rates, how much you're paying, what your minimum payment is, and what you actually pay. And our experts go to work for you. They push out a great plan that's going to help you get out of debt in record time. Like literally, I can't stop bringing him up because he's really mastered this whole program. Mr. Ivy, share that testimony about your mortgage and what they've been able to do for you.
Oh, yeah, Jason. Well, the experts showed me how to pay my debt off in a certain amount of order that kills the compound interest. So I was able to pay off a 30-year mortgage in 14 years, which is 16 years early. But the testimony part about that, 16 years saved me $300,000 in compound interest, which is more than what the house was worth when I initially bought it back in 2005. So yeah, man, again, this thing is really real. So not only am I debt free and have my time freedom because I don't have a job, become the $1 million ring residual earner, but now I was able to pay off my debt. So I'm totally debt free. Credit score is over 800. Right now, you haven't gotten to the bill shredder part of it, but they're saving me $600 on my Direct TV and over $250 on my Verizon cell phone. So yeah, like you said, I done been from A to Z with this company, and it's the best of the best. There's nobody doing it. So when it comes to financial makeover, it is giving you a makeover. So just kind of look at what your finances is right now and just think about what it could be when we're done with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I love hearing that testimony. It's like $300,000. You're talking about a membership that costs $79 a month that just shaved you 16 years off a mortgage and $300,000 in compound interest. So Lemisha, I can't, you got a lot of properties going out there. A company that's able to turn a $79 membership into a $300,000 saving is huge. And that's just one of the many strategies that we talked about. I mean, we already talked about your pay raise. Then we talked about your credit, which you just blew us away with out of the blue. Oh, by the way, I got a small testimony. And then Mr. Ivy come hit us with the 1-2 with a $300,000 shaving off of a mortgage. And then we still have some areas to cover. So we talked about that. Now we got this thing called Bill Shredder, which is huge because I never knew anything like this existed. So all you do, again, is upload some documents, upload your last bills into this system, and the experts go to work. So I just had somebody on the team recently, she's 20, 21 years old. She just recently joined the company as well, and she received a 263 credit back onto her account, her CenturyLink, $263. That's crazy. We talking about savings. Mr. Ivy just showed you his savings. Lemisha, when we talk about saving money, I don't see how anybody can look at this information and be like, man, I need that. I need that. We just showed you how to save your own money in multiple ways. But look at here. If you need to see it, if you need to just see it, the numbers, let's look at Mr. Brian Bean again. We already heard some testimonies about the numbers, But look, when you total all these up, that's like $1,400 in savings over the next all the way up to 24 months. $1,400 for a $79 membership. It shaved him and saved him $1,400. I don't know where else you can get returns like that on your investment. There's not stocks, there's not anything else like that out there that's getting the money you're already spending back into your pocket. And oh, by the way, the monies that's still left on these bills, tax, it's a tax deduction. So now you can write it off by having a home-based business. I don't know what else can get any better than that. Oh, I do. We got zero risk of loss. Ways to grow your money. I'm serious. Zero risk. So we have self-banking, land banking, and real estate, y'all. These are things I never even knew about. The private reserve account is like you become your own bank. You become your own bank. So much so that where everything you put into it, it grows tax-free. It's also a tax deduction for all of us who are in Makeover Real Financial. Everything we put in there, we can write it off, man. It's beautiful. But here's the other part. You know, a lot of my colleagues, they lost a lot of money due to the stock market during the pandemic. Of course, we're still in it, but during the initial phase of the pandemic last year, a lot of them lost money in their thrift savings plan for the military, their 401k for everybody else. They lost a lot of money. Did you know the private reserve account? It's an account that you can invest in that never loses value. So what that means is if I put in some money right now, it's like this. The private reserve account is not tied to the stock market. When the stock market goes up, your money goes up. But when the stock market goes down, your money just levels off. So your money is always growing. You never have to go through that deficit side. That's the big difference about the private reserve account, not to mention the taxes. But here's the other thing. If I was to put $40,000 into my private reserve account and I took out 20 to buy, a nice vehicle for my kid, that money still grows like I never took that 20 out. Yeah, it still grows like I have $40,000 in the bank, my bank, not your bank, my bank, not the bank that everybody else goes. Our banks grow like you never took the money out. Yeah, it's beautiful. But then the thing is this, I can will it over into my child so that money continues to grow and grow and grow. That's wealth. That's generational wealth. That is huge. That part alone right there, $79 a month gets you that too. That's crazy. If that's not enough, think about this. Land banking. I never knew about that either, Lemisha. But land banking, we have our experts went out and they bought land in California, a little bit outside of Los Angeles, called Antelope Valley, California. I've never been there, but what I've heard is that Warren Buffett put $2.5 billion with a B, billion dollars into this area. The NASA is there. The 2028 Olympics is going to be there. And the Department of Defense has already gotten land in that area. So basically, everyone in our company that purchases land, they get it at wholesale.
Did I purchase?
Look, what's that?
I purchased already.
What?
I'm just playing.
This girl right here.
I'm just
Talk to the people. Oh my gosh. This ain't even been 30 days yet. What? You done bought some land? What? Look, while she getting her stuff together, golly. Why she getting her stuff together? Land banking. It's where you purchase land in the path of growth. That means the area that they bought this land at, we get it wholesale at that's at $40,000. Yeah, that's how much it costs. But let me give you a comparison. I'm here in Hinesville, Georgia. I know someone on this line right now that bought a plot of land, an acre and a half of land for $95,000. An acre, 1.5 and a half for $95,000. I see you, Brian. I get you $95,000. He also bought land in the path of growth with Make Wealth Real Financial, 14 acres worth for $40,000. And so right now, his land is in the path of growth, but it's also in the way. So when all these developers come in Lemisha's land is in the way. So when all these developers come in and they try to buy this land, they got to buy it from Lemisha and Charles Ivory. Now, I also want them to be able to have to buy it from everybody on this Zoom. Because guess what? That means you have the power to sell it at the highest prices you can. So you're already gonna make money. His land has already made over 37.5% off of 1 year. I don't know too many stocks. I don't know too much anything else you can buy, but ain't nothing like land, because wealthy people understand that you got to have land in your portfolio. There's not one wealthy person that doesn't have real estate in their portfolio. Lemisha, you have something you want to share with us before we hit Brian? Oh, you good? Okay. What's up, Brian? What you got? Come off mute for us. You say you good? Okay, I saw your hand up there. That's my bad. But look, the last one I want to talk to you about was that real estate piece. We just partnered with a $100 million company called U.S. Housing Exchange. Yep, you can go look them up. Everything we do is with top-notch experts and great companies. U.S. Housing Exchange. What we are able to do is you're now able to buy, sell, flip, and invest in homes all from your phone. You can pick up your phone and do all of it from your phone. You know why? Because like I said, the experts do all the work. You don't have to do anything but put a couple of documents up. And for this one, you just put up your initial investment, 20% of the aftermarket price of that home. And now you're getting 20% back and 5%. It's beautiful. I never even thought about getting into real estate until now. You know why? Because it's that easy. If somebody else is doing the work, you don't have to be the one putting in the tiles. You don't have to be the one signing the papers as far as an attorney goes. You're not the contractor. You're not the realtor. You don't have to do anything. You just let the experts do all the work, and they're flipping properties for you. You just put the money up. Now, Lemisha, one of these things, I can't wait to hear that testimony, because I know you big on properties. So it's amazing. It's just amazing to have a company that's doing that. But that's not it. We actually have a program called Fire Your Landlords. Yeah, Fire Your Landlords. See, too many people are renting in America. They're building wealth for someone else. They're not building equity in their own property. And so the Fire Your Landlord program, our CEO is big on getting people to build up their own equity, because as a renter, apartment and a renter, you only have it's only like $5,000 to your name. Whereas if you're a homeowner, your equity that builds up to where the average homeowner net worth is $250,000. That's a huge gap. That's a huge difference. If we got a company that's responsible and that its number one mission is bridging the gap between the poor, middle class, and the wealthy, we had to have real estate. We had to have it. And we have it now, and we still have other things that are coming out the woodworks. But the real estate piece is crazy, because look, all you have to do is have a 580 credit score and 3% down. And if you don't have that, or you know someone that doesn't have that, we have forensic credit restoration specialists that's able to get them to that. And guess what, Lemisha? That company even buys the home while your credit is going up. That's crazy. There's no other company doing it like this. We're the best, we're the first, and we're the only company. So that's all of it in combined. And I haven't even talked about our certified realtors program. So if you got some realtors on here or somebody watching this on the replay, they definitely need to get with us so we can talk about that a little bit more. So I'm going to get back to the slide real quick, because I'm having a lot of fun. Got testimonies coming out the woodworks. Here's a few more. Hey, Brandon Caldwell, Lemisha, he's a barbershop owner, able to shave over $26,000 off in tax deductions alone, $1,700 back on bill shredder. And he has that $500 luxury vehicle bonus that I've been talking about. You got my favorite retired Air Force here, Miss Kimberly Whitfield. This is my sister. She's living in Texas now. She witnessed an $18,000 pay cut, and now through Making Wealth Real Financial, she's making $36,000 a year just in one way that we get paid. Again, there's 10 different ways we get paid. With one way, she's getting $36,000 a year back into her household. So do the math. She went from an $18,000 pay cut, doubled it with Making Wealth Real with just one of our ways that we get paid. She's buying that house next year, or actually moving in next month. My bad, next month. And she went from a 646 to an 800 credit score. That's huge. Then you have this beautiful couple. Man, this couple right here is astonishing. They've done income shifting times two. Basically, that means is Don Wilson and Ruthie Rodriguez put $440 back into their paycheck through our instant pay raise strategy. It went to an 833. That was Don's. I think Ruthie is at an 802 or 809 credit score. That's huge. That means they both pay less for money, and they they are making wealth real, because look, they have 2 private reserve accounts and they have 2 land banking parcels. That's 28 acres, and that's 2 private reserve accounts. This is money growing on top of growing on top of growing. Then we have the lovely Miss Quana Sims, former club manager. Credit score went from a 612 to a 781. She paid off 3 credit cards and became debt-free during the pandemic. She's getting all these bonuses, but what's more importantly, she's not some person that's always out there open, talking, things of that nature. She's more of the reserved type and quiet type. So for those that say, well, I can't talk to a lot of people, you don't have to. You just have to talk to the right people, and I guarantee you will see some of the same similar results. And then you have Miss Shayna Rollins. This is our IT specialist, former IT specialist. She's the behind-the-scenes guru of Extra Digit Movement, and she's got a daily guarantee of $200. Hey, she just moved into our first home in Martha Stewart's Vineyard area. Most people look at the area and be like, man, it's too expensive. Hey, we got some people that's in there. It is Miss Shayna Rollins. She paid off 3 credit cards and became the first-time homeowner in a pandemic. She's a 2nd female millionaire residual Ring Club earner and the 3rd female regional director. Yeah, we do it big. And then Miss Cash Flow Christie is what they call her. Christy Howard. She was a former bartender, generated a 5-figure income within 8 months. The first 8 months, she paid off 4 credit cards and a car note, went from a 624 to an 809 credit score. Again, she is the 1st female residual ring earner and the 1st female regional director. We got some superstar women here. If you're not paying attention, these women are doing it up. And then last but not least, you have Mr. Brian M. Bean, founder of the Extra Digit Movement. Went from being a broke Morehouse College graduate to a former Nations Bank employee. Again, that's a Bank of America for today. In the first year, he turned $228 into $228,000. That's crazy. Yeah, I said $228,000. And his daily guarantee is $500, but he's also got a $10,000 a month presidential bonus. That's crazy. And then he also bought 20 acres of land. The vision changed for me when I went to this land. I got to visit this. That land is actually situated between, on the left, he has Ludacris. In the front, he has Denzel Washington's son, Isaiah Washington. And on the right is Cam Newton. Now, when we got there, I was trying to look. Hey, you can literally see the basketball court, all the orange in the court from the property. And yeah, it's on 20 acres, but you can see that. So Ludacris got some space. He got some buffer too. Only thing that separates all of them is one street between Denzel Washington's son and the Bean Acres. But to the left and right, the only thing separating Cam Newton and Ludacris is a fence. So it was amazing. It expanded our vision. He literally has road signs and roads going through that talk about success, and the vision is real. It just changed my whole mindset, because it's amazing what you can do with 20 acres. It's amazing what you can do with Make Wealth Real Financial. So look, at this point, we all come to a close. We have to make a decision. The decision is yours. We have two people that's still on here, a number 2 or a number 1. The number 2 says, I want the experts. I love having my cash flow expand. I love seeing my money stretch longer. I want to pay that $79 a month so that I can have the experts go to work for me, and I don't have to do all the work myself. I need that. I love that. I want that. Hey, we love number 2s. Number 2s understand the value of having experts work for you. They understand the value of having a team of experts go to work on your behalf, because most wealthy people have a team. They're not doing it by themselves. But then we also have a number 1. Number 1 says, yeah, I need them experts, and I need them experts now. But you know what, Jason? I need all them tax deductions you're talking about as well. I want those tax deductions, and I also want to be able to make, save, grow my money daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. That's the number one. The number one says basically, I'm all in. Put me down, sign me up. So I would say get back to the person that brought you to the Zoom, whether you're watching through Lemisha or someone else or watching this on the replay. You definitely need to get back with the person that brought you this information because it's going to change your life. It's changed mine. And man, it changed Brian's, who's on here as Galaxy A01, and it changed Mr. Charles Ivory as well. But more importantly, the lovely lady Lemisha Green, who brought us all together today, is literally changing her life. It is faster than I thought possible. Ain't that right, Lemisha? What words do you have to say for everybody out here that came out?
Go ahead and join us. We can show you exactly what we're doing. If you don't like it, then cancel or something. I don't know. But I would say at least try it so you can see exactly what we're doing, how we can help you. I didn't even know that I was paying $600 in my federal taxes, okay, because I just was used to paying taxes, but I didn't know that I could keep it versus giving it to somebody, letting somebody make interest on my money, and they're not giving me the interest back. So I've been learning exactly what's happening because also, you know, I've been paying taxes for freaking, I don't know, almost 20 years, and I didn't know how to read my taxes. I didn't know how to understand how I was being taxed. And I don't know, now I understand. So it's like the more you know, the more knowledge that you have, then you can move forward. So, and I know if I don't understand, I know a lot of other people don't understand as well. If you look at your LES, I'm sure you're being taxed a bit much. So, I mean, the only thing we're doing, like, just helping you keep the money in your pocket, save the money, grow the money, do whatever you want to do with the money. You have kids, you can help them be amazing, go to college and all this stuff. But it's truly a great product, a great company. I'm loving it. It took me a little bit to get started because, like I said, I was in a bad place. So I had to get out of the bad place even to get my $79. All right. So what I actually did was I canceled 2 subscriptions in order to make this subscription work. And it has, so literally I paid $79 and I got 300, and then next month I'll be paying $79 and I'll get 600. So pay 79, get 600. It makes sense. It makes sense. So hit me up.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But the biggest thing I love about it is that, you know, $228 one time, $119 a month is a tax write-off. So every dollar you put into your business, you get it back in the form of tax deductions. You already heard it. Everybody's heard it. Lemisha is basically, you know, she's going to get a $600 pay raise. She's already got 50 points credit score rise. She got to start it on a private reserve account. So now she becomes her own bank. And she did all of this in less than 30 days. So a lot of people say, I don't have time. You don't have time? Okay, I could break that down a little bit. If you can upload a photo to Facebook, you have time. If you can upload a photo to Instagram or a video to Instagram, or what I've just recently learned how to do, upload a video to TikTok, you have time. You have a whole group of people that's going to wrap their arms around you called the Extradition Movement. And here in our legacy movement, which is developed by none other than Mr. Charles Ivory, it's all about our united reality, which is wealth is possible. So our CEO's ministry is firm. Our founder or the Extradition Ministry, Extradition Movement, my apologies. Extradition Movement is, I mean, he's a self-made millionaire. So hey, I appreciate the time that y'all gave. Hey, I would say, since Felicia signed up and I'm believing and speaking into existence, hey, Ramon is not somebody that's gonna pass up on the information. He may just not want to solidify it right now in public off the first time. I'm gonna say, hey, look, at 6 o'clock, Mr. Ivory will come back, and tonight he gonna nail it with the presentation. So I would say, Lemisha, Felicia, I like saying it together, and Ramon, and whoever else is online, Brian, B. Woods, everybody go bring somebody tonight, the same Zoom information at 6 o'clock. Lemisha's gonna be back with Mr. Charles Ivory, and Mr. Ivory himself will be giving this full overview. So it's going to be a whole different presentation. I would say if you need to see it again, see it again. But I'll say most definitely invite the people that you know that definitely will give their time to learn how they can make money with their own money and become wealthy. So Lemisha, I don't have anything else. I'm gonna let it go to you. And then Mr. Ivory's gonna close down the room.
Okay. I was just gonna say, thank you everybody for coming. My brother is like always the first person that I introduce to any business. I don't even know nothing about businesses sometimes. I'm like, I don't know, but just hurry up and sign up because I need you to be my first person. He was like, well, what's the numbers? When did the business start? But my brother, he is a very smart. He's all about the numbers. He's gonna go home probably tonight and break down all that stuff. He probably I don't know if he does on an Excel spreadsheet or pen and paper. I don't know what he does, but my brother is extremely smart, and I know that he's taking all the information in. I just want to say thank you for coming, both of you. Also, I think I told you about Felicia. She was one of my NCOs when I was at Fort Drum. And I saw her, and I know she wants to do some other things. But like I said, it's all about what you want to do. If you want to do it now, later, move forward, check it out, see how you like it. If you don't like it, switch it up, do something else, So, I mean, I'm a person that I don't like to pass up no opportunity. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going to put something in there. I'm going to see how it works. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. And I just move on to the next opportunity. I can say I did it. I tried it. It didn't work, or it did work. But I'm always going to be that person that's going to, test the waters. So here we are. But yeah, just call me, let me know what you think, what you want to do, and how we can move forward. Everybody has my number, and like he said, we will be back here at 6 o'clock. Don't miss us. Bring your pen and paper, bring your +1 or your +2, whether it's your wife, your husband, your kids, your friends, somebody else. I know you know somebody that can take advantage of saving, making, and growing money. Even if you don't want to do it, somebody that could do something different with an additional $300 to $600 in their pocket, not giving it to the government. All right, so Mr. Ivory, I'm gonna give it to you.
Hey, I appreciate it. It'll be entertaining, and the numbers don't lie. Like Jason says, we're gonna put numbers in front of you. I like numbers. So with that being said, hey, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you back here shortly.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.